gonna run straight for this.
Oh.
Are you dead?
No.
I'm behind the shack, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
next to you.
They're up on the hill, I'm guessing.
That was like 330 northwest, I think.
Grey Zone Warfare has so many positive things going for it, but one major gripe players have is with the danger of landing in a helicopter and the risk of being killed within seconds of arriving to attempt an objective. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can better survive the landing zone experience and even exact some sweet revenge on these players using tactics and stealth. And this is particularly relevant for solo players like myself who can cause chaos amongst squads of enemies. So let's start with the basics. The LZ is probably the highest risk place to be, as you lack any information on what is going on around you most of the time, so don't stand still or start sharing your gear. You need to clear the area, get to cover, and assess the situation. I'd say most of the time that's when I see players get killed, is when they're just hanging around the LZ for too long out in the open. Most of the time, if you start running off the drop, it's pretty hard for campers at a distance to get clean shots and take you out, particularly if you follow my second tip, solos and duos, and I'm going to talk you through exactly how you can do this using some high-tech tactical simulations. First off, let's look at the Lima 2 LZ. This is an extremely hot LZ in my experience and one that I used to struggle with a lot. But let's break down what's happening. Primarily, enemy players will be sitting in the tree line on the western edge of the LZ because they've either left YBL and are waiting for an extract, or because they expect players to get off the heli and move this way. By sitting on the left-hand side of the heli, you will be given cover from an enemy players as you land, and then for a few more seconds as the heli starts to take off and sprays dust in the area. This should give you time to make it to the eastern tree line and hill slope, and allow you to wrap around the edge, losing sight from enemy players and either heading to YBL or flanking behind the campus to get revenge. The next example I will use is Hunter's Paradise, with both Foxtrot 1 and 2 being quite challenging for LZs for campers, in particular Foxtrot 2. With Foxtrot 1, again, players will use to be on the western edge of the LZ, guarding the fastest route to the POI. This time, taking seats on the right-hand side of the heli will give you cover and allow you to dash behind the parked vehicles and into the tree line and downhill slope. Again, from here you can move behind the enemies or straight to the POI. With Foxtrot 2, things get trickier. I would recommend again taking seats on the left-hand side of the heli if possible, but be aware of the hilltop to the north side which you'll be exposed to. I generally push straight south to the hill there, using the small shack as cover if needs be, to get distance as quickly as possible. The key takeaway here is to move fast and get distance and cover between you and any potential enemies as fast as possible. Once you've broken line of sight, it's really easy for you then to move unpredictably, and in my experience, enemy players aren't expecting flanks very often. Now, I've got some gameplay here where I get camped at Lima 2 and use these tactics we've talked about to cause some serious trouble to a 4-man squad attempting to hold the LZ. In this video, I go full Rambo, so you're in for a treat. I hope you enjoy. So in the start of this story, we're coming into land, heading over to YBL to get some missions done, and we hear gunshots as we get close to the ground, and we get opened up on by a fellow player.
Don't know if I killed him. Oh, this is his heli to get him out.
And this is where the difficulty begins, because it quickly turns out that this guy was also waiting for a helicopter. So he was obviously just waiting to leave as I arrived. If he hadn't opened up on us and just stayed in the bush, he would have survived and gotten out. And I thought casually that this would be the end of this encounter, but unfortunately I was wrong. Now, I'm sure this is a scenario most of you have been in. Do you return to the scene, or do you just move on and try something else? I decided to return and took the tactics that we talked about earlier, pushing to the eastern flank, down the hill, and into the bushes. I'd received messages from teammates that they suspected there was a squad of at least 4 there, and so I was on the mission to flank around and cause as much chaos as I could, getting in amongst them and trying to get all of them wiped.
I almost need another heli to come in. Not at the shack. Oh, I saw movement. It's one dead.
Here we have an example of the big advantage of being a solo in this situation. We saw each other, but he didn't shoot. And I'm guessing that's because he thought I was a teammate, whereas I was able just to light him up and get the quick kill and move away into the forest.
So one dead. So at least a few more. Enemy heli coming in. There's a naked guy going to get his stuff back. Oh, here he is. This guy's bloody hoarding all the M4s. See him. Two down. Three down. Oh, I killed three of them. Ah, those guys are... Oh, that's so tilting. I'm sending it back.
At this point, it would have been easy enough to just give up. We'd gotten a few kills, but are we just going to rinse and repeat? But I decided to send it one more time with the basic gear, basic M4, see what we could do, see if we could get the final couple of kills. And I ended up linking up with another couple of guys who were in the area, also trying to do the same thing to see if we could take out these campers.
Oh, heli coming in. Oh, I killed one of his boys up against a tree. I am all turned around. I think that's... Yes. Oh, shit. Killed one. Come on. I know he's just gone up the hill there. I don't know if he's dead or not. Might as well just send it. Just as I edit this, I can't actually believe that I never find this guy's body. It's actually ridiculous that I ran over the top of it. He's certainly not dead. Where the f did he go?
Unfortunately, that's the end of today's battle. We group up with the guys we were with before, and just as we begin to clear the forest again, we unfortunately all disconnect from the server, and that is the end of that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from it. I thought you enjoyed me getting some revenge on those campers. And if you did, give the video a like, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you next time.